C-Dub. Hey man, listen. LeBron James, everybody know he went on the Pat McAfee show and aired it all out. He even claimed that Giannis would score 250 points a game if he played in the 70s. Now we know he exaggerated, but we're gonna
Yeah,
discuss whether or not that's true. And speaking of Giannis, Dame Lillard, man, he is out
that's sad.
indefinitely with a blood clot. We're gonna talk about what that means for the Milwaukee Bucks and the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs right after the intro.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, what's the word, NBA basketball fans? We bike up in this joint, as my man Bobby would say. Listen, man, it's your boy Big Kev holding it down with C Dub. Y'all already know. Follow us at NBA Central Pod wherever you like to receive your social media information. Listen, we're gonna get right into the content. It's the last couple of days, bro. It's been inevitable. The discussion has been surrounding LeBron James clapback, as it were, as he goes on the Pat McAfee show to address not just the Stephen A. Smith circumstances, but just the shoot the breeze period. Talking about where he was drafted, talking about his relationship with Michael Jordan, so on and so forth. But what I want to focus on is what he said about Giannis and basically what he's saying about today's basketball players if they were plucked out of this era and placed into another era, C Dub. Because
Mhm.
mostly we, as old heads, we're not necessarily old, but we're old heads when it comes to basketball. We know enough about it. We know enough to know who played in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and now. And a lot of people like to say that this era is soft and that they couldn't play in certain eras. He's saying if you took Giannis and other players and put them in the 70s, they would dominate. How you feeling about that take from LeBron?
Yeah, LeBron is of course he exaggerated to 250, but he's right about some players in today's game. It is some generational players. When you think about James Harden and Steph Curry, these guys are going to perform. I don't care what era it is. They're great players. Um, First of all, LeBron did this to spite Stephen A. going to Pat McAfee. I hope y'all know that.
Oh
He
yeah,
he
him.
definitely did that to spite McAfee.
Oh yeah.
And LeBron is kind of like the spokesman for that take. Like, well, he is now because he jumped out in front of it. Hold on, because
Oh,
he jumped out in front
Betty
of it.
Crocker.
You talking about Betty Crocker? Because he jumped out in front of it, and it's really all to do with LeBron James. Well, that's where that debate comes from. It's the LeBron James debate.
Yeah, with
So
him
he's
flopping and
yeah. So
whining for
that
fouls, if he can handle the physicality of
mhm.
certain eras. I'll give you a little pushback though, as far as Giannis is concerned, or anybody really, right? We really got to take into consideration the rules of those times, right? Because for example, Giannis, he take three big steps. They give them the gather step. He'll take one dribble from half court, take three steps and dunk it, so on and so forth. Would playing in the era like the 70s where they focus more on the rules now. You couldn't carry the ball, you couldn't double dribble, you couldn't travel, you couldn't offensive foul your way into the lane. Would he truly dominate in that era? Or would he kind of be like just another big man? Because another thing is style of play, right? A person his height wouldn't be bringing the ball up the court, wouldn't be allowed to. Whether he showed his coach in practice or not, if he could bring it up, he's going to get in a post up, receive the entry pass, and have to use some post moves. So are we assuming that the type of style of play that a player like Giannis, Joel Embiid, even Steph Curry and them have today, that it would translate to those earlier eras?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna stand 10 toes. It'll just to be a adjustment. It'll be an adjustment because he came up learning this style of game. This is totally different NBA, and I think that great players can play in any era. It don't matter the rules; they just have to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
A guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, all he needs is momentum, and then there's nobody can stop him. And people think that it wasn't up and down back in the day, but you had teams like the Nuggets that played up and down. I think they played in the most scored game ever. Yeah, that
Yeah,
record probably broken right
it's
now.
not. I don't think it has been. And then
Yeah,
The Jazz played,
the
especially when
Jazz.
they had Pistol Pete, and
Yeah,
we can't forget about the late '70s, early '80s Lakers.
yeah.
Now, and it was a lot of pushback for Magic trying to run that up tempos. They didn't like it
They didn't like it.
until he forced them to like it.
Yeah,
Injuries really helped him get on the court and play his up tempo style of play. But the rest of those guys wanted to stick with what they knew.
yeah. Can you imagine a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo and the way he's in shape? And I ain't saying those guys back in the day wasn't in shape,
They was
but
on
this guy's
cocaine, bro.
yeah.
They was
This guy
coked
right.
out.
I'm not even like a Milwaukee fan. I don't like anything from Wisconsin, but you just gotta be right. Like this guy's a generational talent. He's a finishing nightmare. I would say Giannis is the best finisher ever in NBA history.
That's I don't know. I don't know because when you
Basket, he finishing it.
well let me say this. And I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Maybe the best power finisher, but that might be reaching too because you got to consider finishing with the left, finishing with the
He
right,
finished with the left.
finishing over taller people,
Yeah.
finishing it with contact. All of that
Yeah.
stuff matters. So it's like
Yeah.
without having any prep for this, I don't know, bro. Like you got pound for pound players like Iverson. You got players like Kyrie that
Oh,
go into that paint and
yeah.
finish over, around, under, up, under, behind the back,
I,
spinning. And
I
of
hear
course,
you.
you got your Mikes, you got your Sean Kemps, you got
I
even
hear you.
Asian. Go
I
ahead.
hear you, Kev. But those guys ain't 6'10. Those guys ain't just overly strong for no reason. Like, dude, to me, and it's each to each his own.
Of
I
course.
know a lot of people will pick Shaq, and you know, I can't argue with that. But I
Mm-hmm.
think when it comes to finishing, any way you want to pass the ball, throw the ball to the rim, give it to him at midcourt, give him to him any way you want it. He finishing the play.
I mean, honestly,
Giannis,
that's really he averaging 30 points right now. That's really
yeah,
all he got. Like he really don't got no moves, really. Like
not really.
he
Not really. He got a little fade. He worked in a little fade away game, a little post up game.
little
It's
mid
like
range, a little bit.
recently, but he don't need it. He scores 30 of energy. He is the most. He
So
is. Go ahead.
back to Bron though, because
Yeah.
you know he brought this up because he didn't want to say himself. If he would have said I would average 250, I mean, like man, the internet would have
Yeah.
crashed.
Yeah, it would have. He was careful.
He had to say somebody else, and he did the right thing there. But he was really saying that him too.
Yeah.
He too would go to the 70s and dominate. And as a fellow old head, I wouldn't disagree with him. Like I wouldn't disagree with your take either about the generation of players like Steph Curry. They
Yeah.
would think he doing witchcraft
Yep.
behind the back, step back three from 35, and he netting it. Like his teammates would be spooked, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
so,
what they said about Kyrie, they said LeBron said that the NBA forced him not to dribble no more if he
yeah,
played back in the day.
you feel me? Like the coach would bench him.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of them things where this is one of those situations where you can't really nitpick what LeBron is saying and make it seem like he's being disrespectful. Because that's the Stephen A. response, that he's being disrespectful to the other eras. And I don't see
Nah,
that.
that's just them beefing.
Yeah, I don't
That's
see
how it
that.
is.
It's not disrespectful to the other eras
It's
because
not.
the game has evolved. Now, BJ Armstrong's talking about it. I'm not sure when he said it, but I did see a clip of it recently, just about the different rules, like I was saying earlier. Carry. They called travel on Euro steps back in the 90s.
Really?
When people did Euros, they
Yeah.
called travels. When people
I didn't
hit you
really see Euros
no,
back
they were doing it, but they couldn't do it. They weren't
They
allowed
couldn't.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
Iverson was getting called for carry when he first came into the
Yep.
league.
Yep.
So like it's one of those things where the league had to adjust to the players, and that's what would have happened if any of these players were placed back then, and it just would evolve the game quicker. If you saw a step back in the 70s, then of course everybody would start doing the James Harden step back once they saw him not call the traveling on it. So LeBron not
Absolutely.
wrong with that take.
You're not wrong with that take at all, man. And if he's even got a little bit of shade, I see it because it's really just competition. It's just basketball. I hear him. Why would he root for the other side? Why would he root for the 80s and 90s players? Why would he root for the players that he played with? I understand it. He's
Yeah.
wrong. I'm not rooting on this side, but I understand it. I
And right
understand.
now, he can root for two different generations because he played for 2 decades
Yeah,
right now. So he
yeah,
can root for T Mac and Vince Carter
yep.
and these current guys, and he's playing with people that he raised basically. He the Jay-Z of basketball. He rapping with his peer, with the people that looked up to him. So it's crazy right now. So let us know in the comments what y'all think about LeBron's statement, though. Do you think a Giannis or a Joel Embiid when he's healthy, or Zion even could
Yeah,
go to another generation, another era, and dominate? And honestly, frankly, even if you comment otherwise, are you really watching basketball when you when you think
and
about
then
it?
I throw a bone in just for our age. Like they'll dominate it, but it ain't gonna be like crazy. Like it ain't gonna be nuts. They ain't gonna be averaging 40 points per game. They'll still be dominating,
I
but it
was
won't be crazy.
I'll venture to say this: the '70s is different from the '90s. I think the '90s, somebody like Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning, they gonna put you on your ass. Charles Oakley, all of them. They
Yeah.
go. So when Giannis driving to the lane and he gets to the lane too much, somebody gonna elbow him in
Oh
his
yeah, yeah.
ribs, and he gonna think twice about certain things. So it wouldn't be that easy, and especially the way pace and so on and so forth. How many threes you shoot, all of that stuff matters. The way the floor is spaced, all of those things matter. But just for just shits and giggles, at the end of the day, they're dominant. Like you said earlier, these guys are generational. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. But speaking of Giannis, his teammate, man, this is
Oh,
unfortunate. Dame Lillard is out indefinitely, man,
bro.
with the blood clot. The same thing that happened to Wemby. It happened
Yeah.
to Brandon Ingram a couple of years ago. It's called
Well,
DVT, which is DVT is a deep vein thrombosis, and it's a
yeah.
medical condition that requires you to take blood thinners. And frankly, I doubt we'll see Damian Lillard play another minute this year.
No, I doubt if we see Damian Lillard play another minute. Shout out to Damian Lillard. I hate for a guy with his talent and the kind of guy. I think he a great guy from the outside looking in. I hate that this happened to him. I know how much of a competitor and how much of a he loved the game of basketball is, and he don't know when he can come back. I know in his head he got to be going crazy right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what is going on with the NBA and all these damn blood clots? That's 2 in 1 year by big time players, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
think there needs to be a study carried over by the NBA because we gotta make sure this ain't something that's um a random thing that's happening and it's just random that Victor Wembanyama and Damian Lillard got the blood clots, or we got to figure it out if there's something going on, like like passively, like not intentionally. Like I don't know. We just gotta make some do some research about this because this seems very odd.
It
And you said
does. Go
Ingram
ahead.
had one a couple years
Ingram
back.
had it back in 2019, I believe. Early in his career, he missed the last 17 games of that season.
That's weird.
So it's just, you're right. It is something that obviously the NBA is probably definitely taking seriously. But it's unfortunate for the Milwaukee Bucks, especially considering that, it's the end of the season. It's like 10, 11 games to go. And they're sitting at 40 and 31. And right behind them is the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Now, the Detroit Pistons are probably going to take over that spot. Now, I don't believe that they can fall out of the playoffs. I doubt that they'll fall into the play, and I'm pretty sure they secured a playoff spot just based on what I'm
I would
looking
say
at.
so. That would
I,
say so.
I think they secured a playoff spot. I'm pretty sure Atlanta's not going to catch them unless they go on a crazy losing streak and Atlanta goes on a crazy winning streak.
Yeah.
But with the reality is the Milwaukee Bucks can find themselves at 6, which locks them into a first round spot with the Knicks, and then the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers would be on a head-on collision course for first round series,
That's a
which
hell
I
of a
think would be
series.
a slobber knocker, bro.
That's a hell of a series. You are right. I think you can just go ahead and knock them down. Right now, they sit like it's kind of like tied. percentage points got the Milwaukee Bucks up like percentage points got them at the 5 position. I think,
1/100th of percentage.
yeah, something like that. So I, they 5 games up on the Atlanta Hawks. They wildly inconsistent. I think they end up playing in the 6th position, and they're gonna see the Knicks early. And it's gonna be a tough it's gonna be a tough road without Dame. Um, you don't have Chris Middleton anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, got Bobby Portis. Can he play out his mind? You got Kuzma. Do you trust Kuzma to come out there? He can score it.
It's really gonna be on Giannis to
Wow.
take it up to another level.
Wow.
Now, right now, Giannis is killing. Like that's something that we can't deny. He's one of the leading scorers in the NBA. He's 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. But he's gonna have to start playing out of his mind. Like they're losers of 3 of their last 5 games right now, and he hasn't really done like he had in 2 of the games, 3 of the games that they've lost. He had 21 points, 20 points, and 31, and then he had 28 and 32 in the wins. But at the end of the day, he's gonna have to be the one. He's got to do everything.
Kev, I'm just looking at the roster without Dame Lillard. This is not a good roster.
It's not.
Kev. Now let's think about
I
the
like
finals.
Kevin Porter Jr.
I like Kevin Porter Jr. Let's just think about where they can go. The finals is just out of the question.
Right.
Conference finals, out of the question. Can they get to the semifinals? Their first matchup will be against the Knicks. They not beating the Knicks.
Nah, they first round outs. Now the only reason they would beat the Knicks is because what happens to the Knicks every time around this time of year, is injuries.
Yeah,
that's it.
I don't think they have a chance against the Knicks. I think should be the last hurrah, and this is John Hortz. I think that's the GM of the John Hurst, the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks. It's your chance, bro. Get out of this. I mean, blow it up. Trey Giannis, it's time to go young, bro. It's you won your championship. Congratulations. You won one. A lot of teams can't say that. Now it's time to turn the page.
If you trade Giannis,
chapter, you got to trade him.
You got to trade him to the Oklahoma City Thunder. You got to, because they got all these picks. You trade him to the Thunder. You get back a Hartenstein and somebody else and
it's
a bunch of picks.
Jalen Williams.
Yeah, Williams and a bunch of picks. Now you got SGA, you got Chet, you got Giannis.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness, that ain't fair. They can't pay them. They can't pay them, Kev. That's too much money. You talk about Chet, he gonna need about 30 to 40 when his rookie contract is over with.
Giannis talking about next year though. Chet still got like 2 more years.
Okay, all right. I see you then. I see you. I'm gonna give you a little wiggle room now. If you want to play it for the 2 years, but you ain't gonna be able to pay all them. You're not, bro.
Unless they go to that first, second April, because you see what's happening with Boston. Boston operating in the red to keep their team together.
Oh my goodness. That shit can't last forever. So don't even worry about that. That can't last. It can't last, bro.
That's crazy, bro. And then you thinking about Dame, his contract might not really be that tradable. I think next year Dame making like 65, 70 M's.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those players. He's one of those players, those elite players we have in this league. I don't think he's going to have a problem. They're going to have a problem finding him a new team, even though you're going to have this blood clot shit, going on.
I can see him going to Miami. I can see Miami taking a flyer.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. You don't have Jimmy Butler there. You need a star over there. I don't think they can. I think Tyler Hero, they wanted him to be that guy, but he's just not the guy.
He had 2 or 3, and Bam ain't that guy either.
Bam is not that guy. He's a support guy. A very good all-star caliber support guy.
Yeah.
And Bam Adebayo. He's just not the guy that's gonna lead you to the promised land. No. It's not that.
No, he's like a poor man's AD without the 3.
That's a great comparison right there.
Sorry, man. Look, man, it's always good. We're gonna try to do this again tomorrow too, since we both got a little bit more time to knock it out. So it's baseball season starting tomorrow too, Doug. So it's gonna be a long day for me. White Sox and Cubs playing.
Get that grind on, big dog.
It is grind on. It is what it is.
You know what we do.
Yes, sir. All day, every day. Y'all already know what to do, man. Hit us up at Shot Bulls Podcast. It's your boy KSD, and C Dub. Listen, let us know in the comments what y'all think about what Brian had to say. What y'all think about what the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be going through over the next couple of weeks heading into the playoffs. It's about to be fun, man. And would Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons matchup? We didn't talk about that though. Let's touch that real quick. The Indiana Pacers versus Detroit Pistons would be like night versus day. You got
Yeah.
gritty, grind it out, slow it down,
Mhm.
make you work it. Kay Cunningham coming into his own, one of the Thompson twins out there, Malik Beasley, the coach is doing his thing as well. Like it would be crazy to see them play against their division rival, the Indiana Pacers, who still like to get up and down the court.
Yeah, opposites attract. You got the Indiana Pacers who want to get up and down the floor. They want to shoot 105 shots a game. You got the Detroit Pistons. They want to. It's old Bulls to me, old Thibodeau type Bulls to me. But it's Kenny Is it Kenny Atkinson
Yep.
coaching? Kenny
Kenny
Atkinson.
Atkinson coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's dang, bro. It's he used to coach Cleveland though. It's dang, a junior. His hold on, I
John
got
Lucas.
you.
Hey, John Lucas.
No, hold on, I got you, bro. Hold on, I got you. Because this is irritating me. I know his name. It's JB Bickerstaff. There you
Oh,
go.
JB Bickerstaff. He got those guys playing old school, hard nosed basketball. Like I love that type of basketball. I love all type of basketballs, but contrasting styles makes great playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
And this series right here can probably be one of the best this upcoming playoffs, bro. I can't wait to see it, bro. This is coming out. This is an opportunity for K. He gonna be put right into center stage. Go and beat them guys, okay? I think y'all can beat them. I don't say they get. I give. Hold on for a second. I give Indiana the advantage first because they've been there, the experience.
Mm-hmm.
But Detroit, they like a wild card, bro. They don't know shit. Cade ain't been into the playoffs. The twin, crazy athletic. You got Jalen Duran out there, defensive. He should be on one of those defensive players of the all defensive teams, Duran too. But this is gonna be one of the best series of the playoffs, bro. And I can't wait. I'm gonna take Detroit because I like the underdogs. I think Indiana got a slight favor. It's going 7 though.
Right now, Indiana's top 10, number 8 in points per game,
Mm-hmm.
3rd in assists per game, and 17th defensively in terms of giving up points. And that's not too far ahead of or behind Detroit. They're 14th in giving up points. They're 14th in assists, 7th in rebounds, though. And this is where Indiana struggles. They only 28th, getting 41 rebounds a game, whereas Detroit is 7th, getting 45 rebounds a game. And Detroit right behind them in points per game at 115, where Indiana's getting 116. So it's not going to be easy for Indiana, man. But that you're right. It will be an amazing, amazing series, though.
Yeah, physicality versus finesse. That's basically what it is, bro. We're gonna see who wins, bro. I can't wait because it's definitely gonna be that way. It's that I think that's the matchup. Lock it up because Milwaukee is about to fall to the set. What's that? The 6th seed.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
Yeah, they're gonna fall to the
I don't
6th
see
seed.
Indiana. I don't see Indiana catching them.
We need that. Every four,
not Indiana, Atlanta. I don't see Atlanta catching them.
No, they ain't gonna catch them. Every 4 or 5 playoff series, it's gonna be crazy. Could you imagine Memphis and Lakers? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean that could be anybody though. Like the way that the West.
Yeah, they like, all. Yeah, it's fucking 8 teams with 40 wins in the West. So
nah, that's insane. So about 2 weeks from now, you could be seeing the Clippers back in the 4th spot.
Hey man, thank you for saying that, man. I'm glad that you said that. Thank you.
I mean, you coulda, woulda, shoulda. If was a 5th, we'd all be drunk. But all right, man, that was a good talk. 3 good topics, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to follow, like, and share, comment. Don't forget to rock with the entire Chi-Town sports family. Type in your favorite Chicago sports team. Put the word Central behind it. You find one of the gang. And of course, the Shot Bulls podcast will be live tomorrow night. It's the rematch. The LA Lakers versus the Chicago Bulls in Chicago this time. Listen, the Bulls put that work on the Lakers the other day, so it was built to ass. And then you got the NFL Central as well with Steve-O and Bobby. It's your boy Big Kev. C-Dub in the building. We're gonna holler at you guys next time. Peace.